Most people don't realize this until it's too late. Two people can earn the same money, live in the same neighborhood, raise their kids the same way, and still end up with completely different retirements. One is free, the other is stressed, counting every dollar. And the scary part? The difference isn't made over a lifetime. It's made in just one decade. Your 40s. Let me show you why. Two brothers grew up in the same house, same parents, same schools, same opportunities. They even chose similar careers. For years, their lives looked almost identical. Same income range, same lifestyle, same path. But at 65, everything changed. One brother retired with over $1 million. Paid off house. Freedom to travel, freedom to help his family, freedom to live. The other, still working, still stressed, still calculating whether he could afford basic expenses. Same life, different ending. So what happened? Not their 20s, not their 30s, not even their 50s. The split happened in their 40s. And here's the part most people don't understand. Nothing about those decisions felt big at the time. They felt normal, small, harmless, but they weren't. They were life-defining. Because your 40s are different, they sit at a strange intersection. And this is where everything changes. For the first time in your life, you are earning real money. Not just survival money, not just getting by, but actual income with room to breathe. At the same time, you still have time, 20, maybe 25 years before retirement, which means money still has time to grow, multiply, work for you. But here's the catch. That window is closing, fast, because every year after your 40s, that time advantage shrinks, and once it's gone, you can't get it back. So now you have something dangerous. High income, limited time, and just enough comfort to start making expensive decisions. And this is where people split. Because in your 40s, life starts to feel stable. The chaos of your 30s slows down. You're not building from scratch anymore. You've made it, at least a little. And naturally, you want your life to reflect that. A better house, a nicer car, more vacations, more you deserve this moments. And individually, none of these seem like a problem, but together, they change everything. Let's talk about the biggest one. Housing, because this is where most people make their most expensive mistake, without even realizing it. You upgrade your home, not wildly, just a bit nicer. A better neighborhood, more space, maybe for the kids, maybe for yourself, and the payment feels manageable. But here's what most people never calculate. That extra $1,500, $2,000 a month isn't just a monthly cost, it's a future cost. Over 20, 25 years, that decision can quietly erase close to $1 million from your future. $1 million. From one decision that felt reasonable, and it doesn't stop there. Cars. This one is even sneakier. Because it hides behind emotion. You've worked hard, you want something nice, and suddenly, you're not buying transportation anymore. You're buying identity. So instead of a reliable $25,000 car, you go for the $50,000 one. Twice, because maybe your partner does too. Now add insurance, maintenance, upgrades. And over time, that decision alone can cost you hundreds of thousands in lost wealth. Not because the car is bad, but because of what it replaces. And then comes one of the hardest parts. Your kids. Because now the pressure isn't just internal, it's emotional. You want the best for them. Better schools, better opportunities, better everything. And this is where many people make a quiet trade. They sacrifice their retirement for their children's present. They take loans. They stop investing. They pause their future to give their kids more. And it feels right. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Your kids have time. You don't. They can recover. You might not. And while all this is happening, something else is quietly shaping your future, your mindset. Because in your 40s, comfort becomes dangerous. You've built stability. You've built routine. And now, taking risks feels harder, changing jobs feels scarier, going after more feels uncertain. So many people stay where they are, not because it's the best option, but because it's the safest feeling one. But here's the catch: your 40s are your last real window to increase your income meaningfully. After that, opportunities narrow, energy shifts, time shortens, so staying comfortable can actually cost you more than taking a risk. And then there's the silent killer: lifestyle inflation. Because this one doesn't feel like a decision. It feels like progress. Everyone around you is upgrading. And slowly, without realizing it, your income disappears. Not into savings, not into investments, but into maintaining a life that looks successful, but doesn't build anything real. And this is where everything changes. Because two people can go through this same decade and make completely different choices. One expands their life, the other protects their future. And here's the shocking part: they often feel the same. The bigger house doesn't make you happier forever. The nicer car doesn't change your daily life after a while. The upgrades fade. But the cost? It doesn't. Let me show you what this looks like. One couple upgrades everything in their 40s. Home, cars, lifestyle. They enjoy it, at least for a while. But behind the scenes, their savings slow down, then stop. And when reality hits in their 50s, they try to catch up. But time is no longer on their side. They retire with enough. But never with comfort. Never with freedom. Another couple makes different choices. They stay in the same home. They drive practical cars. They say no more often than yes. And at first, it feels like they're missing out, like they're behind. But they're not. They're building something invisible, and by the time they reach their 50s, that invisible progress becomes very real. Growth. Options. Freedom. By 65, they don't just retire, they choose how they want to live. And here's the most important part: both lives felt normal while they were happening. That's what makes this so dangerous. You don't feel like you're making a mistake. You feel like you're living your life. So what do? You don't need to be extreme. You don't need to give up everything, but you do need to be aware. Because every financial decision in your 40s is amplified. Your housing choice, your car choice, your spending habits, your career decisions. They don't just affect today, they shape decades. Ask yourself one simple question: is this decision giving me temporary comfort or long-term freedom? Because that answer will quietly determine your future. Picture yourself at 70. Two versions of you exist. In one version, you're relaxed, secure, free. You don't think about money every day. You think about life, family, experiences. In the other version, you're careful, stressed, limited. You're still working or worrying, still calculating, still restricted. Both versions started where you are now. Both had the same chance. The only difference? The decisions made in their 40s. And here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Your 40s will pass anyway, whether you're intentional or not, whether you plan or just react. The decade will go by. The only question is, what will it build? Because your 40s don't just shape your retirement. They decide it. Not your income, not your luck, not your background. Your decisions, repeated, over time. And that's not something to fear. That's something to use. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. And once you understand it, you can change everything. So before your next big decision, pause, think, zoom out. Because what feels small today might be the thing that defines your future. And if this made you see things differently, you already know what to do next.